living in Florida is all nice and sunny, and the nickname is the Sunshine State. And you know what else shines? The shining finger. Going, guys, it is Plastic Disasta, and it's July. You know what that means? It means it's Heroes Month. If you guys are new to the channel, every July I always take a look at the Gundam protagonist. It can be like a different theme. Like last year I take a look at the Universal Century heroes, and the year before I look at the alternate universe predecessors. But this year I'm gonna do predecessors, but in Master Grade. Hey, we're going to take a look at the Master Grade Shining Gundam. Now, a couple of years ago, I taken a look at the high grade version, which is my first review. If you guys want to check out the high grade version, check out that review. So take a look at the box art. We see the Shining Gundam unleashing the shining finger, and right down there is the protagonist himself, Domon Kashu, from the G Gundam anime. Take a look at this side of the box. We have the front and rear view and the normal mode of the Shining Gundam, and right over here shows off the glorious early 2000s inner frame. Curious if this inner frame still holds up, because this kit came out like in 2002, so over 20 years later. Let's find out. So moving on over here, it shows off the beam sword, comes with marking stickers and a nice Corelander gimmick, and it comes with a painting figure of Domon Kashu. Over here on this side of the box, just shows off its nice martial arts poses. Looks pretty cool back in the day. After opening the box, we got 7 bags of runners and a manual. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the copy I have right now is a reprint because there's a blue Bandai logo on the bottom right. I'm not sure if it's supposed to come with like a cardboard thing that they do back then. Hey, even if it does or does not come with it, it is what it is. Taking a look at the manual, we see a nice retro cover, the Shining Gundam in an action pose, opening up, checking the parts list, and looks like we're going to be using all of them. Oh, yes, it does come with screws as well. Got some nice art and information of the Shining Gundam. And yes, I know it's in Japanese, but I'm sure you can find a way to, translate it, or better yet, look at the Gundam Wiki. And looking at the middle of the manual just shows off the kit even more. Right down here, it just shows it's going up against the Master Gundam. Now, I'm curious, is the Master Gundam any good? Let me know down in the comments below. Over here, it just shows the Shining Gundam in cool action poses. And over here, shows a painting guide if you're planning on painting it and detailing the kit up. And moving at the back of the manual, just shows the rear view of the Shining Gundam. Starting off with runner A is going to be a multicolored runner. We got a big chunk of white, clear green, clear parts, and some gray parts. Runner B is going to be the blue parts, and I think that's kind of intentional because blue starts with B. Runner C is going to be the red parts. Runner D is going to be the yellow parts. At 2 runner E's, the white parts. 2 runner F's, the gray parts. Runner G, we have more gray parts. Runner H is going to be the back B fin, and it's actually kind of like in a hard rubber material or something. Runner I is going to be the gray rubber parts. Runner J is going to be the skin tone parts of Domon Kashu, and I believe the scale is in 148. Correct me if I'm wrong. Beam saber effect parts, small polycap runner, marking stickers, color correcting stickers. And finally, you have like one of those jewel stickers that goes on a chest, and 2 bags of screws. So that's gonna be it for the unboxing. Now, I'm kind of intrigued on how this kit put together and how it feels, because again, this is a 2000s kit, and then I'm also working with screws. I'll tell you how I feel after the build, which I'm going to do right now, and I'll see you guys right after. Here we have the kit all put together. I gotta say, the out-of-box presentation, it doesn't look that bad. However, the build, it can be quite challenging, and I can see why the screws can be irritating at times. Yeah, spoilers, I think I'm starting to like the high grade more now, but the build could have been worse. What I do like is that you have like bits of gray poking through the front skirts and some yellow Vulcans on the chest. But what's also kind of funny is that these yellow thrusters is actually supposed to be white with gray inside. They could have made it a white piece, but I don't know what the heck Bandai was thinking. So moving on with stickers, starting with this eye sticker. Well, of course it goes on the eyes, and I already went ahead and paint the eyes. And this little green sticker goes onto the forehead, and funny enough, you don't get the sticker on the back of the head. Moving on down to the skirts and the ankles, you have these black stickers. They go onto the front skirt. Make sure you pay attention which side it goes on, and these black stickers, one for each ankle. Moving on to seam lines, and this is what surprised me, there isn't any. I mean, of course it's a master grade, which is actually pretty impressive back in its time. For this review, I am planning on doing a custom paint job, so no detailed work on this one. So let's move on to accessories. So starting off with hand options, what you see on the kit are closed fists, except you have 2 of the weapon holding hands, 2 karate chop hands or martial art hands, 2 shining finger hands, and an extra V-fin in soft plastic, which is pretty nice because I know there are some accidents where the V-fin is broken, and having this is quite handy. 2 beam saber effect parts, and the beam saber handles are on the side skirt, and you also have one short and one long. Finally, you have a 1/20th scale of Domo Kashu, which you have to paint. And if you want to activate the hyper mode, you might want to use this piece so the mouth can open up like in the anime. Because you're going to have to do a little bit of parts forming, so let me show you how to activate the hyper mode. So first, you might want to take this mouthpiece off, and you're going to replace it with these. And next, you're going to have to pull these yellow fins out, and you're going to do the same thing for the other side. Pull this part of the shoulder out, pull this out, and moving on to the side of the legs, you're going to open this panel and pull this down. As for the heel, you're going to pull it out slightly. I'm not sure it's cooperating with me. Oh, yep, just like that. And for the toes, just pull it out just a little bit, and this is how it looks. I mean, it looks cool and all, but the problem is it's not the most stable. Like if I give like a slight touch on the shoulder, like it just falls. Oh, okay. So when it's off camera, it doesn't behave, but when it's on camera, it behaves very well. Okay, I see how it is. Finally, one other gimmick or accessory, if you want to call it, is the core lanyard on the back. And here it is. Just fold this down, and here it goes. And you can also open this cockpit, which is a little bit of a struggle. Oh, there it is. And there you go. Here is a 1/100 scale of Domo Kashu. And you also have this little thruster, which is on a ball joint, and these thrusters can move down and up. Moving on with articulation, the head is on a ball joint, and there's also this little neck movement, which can be like a little chicken neck. Onto the shoulder, there's a butterfly joint. It can rotate. The shoulder can move on its own, up and down, and in and out as well. The arm can move up this high, or like 90 degrees. There's a bicep swivel, double bend on the elbow, ball joint on the wrist, and you also have a rotation on the forearm as well. As for the torso, well, really nothing special. All you get is just a ball joint. And moving on to the skirts, the front skirt does move out. Hopefully it doesn't collapse. And the side skirts, well, not really. And the back skirt, it does move out as well. The thigh is on a ball joint. You get a double bend on the knee. Now moving on to the foot, you did see like a lot of articulation, like how I showed you how you transfer to the hyper mode. But you do get a ball joint right here, so you can move up this far, you can move back this far. And as for the pivot, it's not too bad. Overall, the articulation on this kit is not the best, but at its time, it's not so bad. Hey, on the bright side, at least you can pull up some really nice martial arts poses like we saw in the unboxing portion. Moving on to size comparisons, here it is right next to the Master Grade Dom. Now, as you can see, the Dom stands around 18.6, so around the standard size, while you have the Shiny Gundam, which is way shorter because, you know, back in the 90s, short Gundams were kind of the thing. And finally, moving the camera a little bit down, here it is right next to the SD Gundam Aerial and Lego Iron Man. So that's going to be it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Moving on to my final thoughts. Overall, the kit is not horrible, but I don't think it aged pretty well. But hey, it does have its pros, like for example, the rubber parts underneath the foot. You can stand on one foot. And you also have some interesting inner frame, so you got to be really patient with it. It also has nice color separation and a good amount of, well, I wouldn't say a good amount, but more like a decent amount of accessories. It's just that there's one thing missing, and I think we all know where this is going. And if you are planning to do some detail work, you don't have to do a whole lot, so that's kind of a plus. Let's also say that you want to get into master grades. I wouldn't pick the shiny gun as the first one. Hopefully this video will help you understand what you're getting yourself into. So that's going to be it for the review. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, I still like the high grade more.